Uncovering the secret of the downfall of China's Qin dynasty, the tragic tale of Prince Hu Hai. Hu Hai was the son of Yingzheng, the first emperor of Qin. Among Yingzheng's many sons, only Fusu and Hu Hai were remembered in history. Hu Hai was born into the top of the social hierarchy and received an aristocratic education from an early age. However, this easy life turned out to be his downfall, as he became corrupted by it. Although Hu Hai was born into an imperial family, he seemed to lack the temperament of a true nobleman. During a banquet with his father, Qin Shi Huang, Hu Hai became irritable and left early. He even kicked the ministers' shoes that were placed at the door, leaving them scattered all over the place. When Hu Hai was 21 years old, Qin Shi Huang embarked on a tour around the world, and Hu Hai begged to join him. But no one expected that Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of Qin, would die during this parade. In order to usurp power, the eunuch Zhao Gao colluded with the Prime Minister Li Sai to keep the death a secret and maintain control over the government. In their search for a puppet ruler, they targeted Hu Hai, who was seen as incompetent and gullible, and he was installed as the new emperor. Hu Hai had never imagined that he would become an emperor. However, when he heard the seductive words of Zhao Gao, who promised him the freedom to play as much as he wanted once he became emperor, he was instantly swayed. However, before his death, the first emperor of Qin had designated Fusu as his successor in his will, and both Li Sai and Zhao Gao had witnessed it. But Li Sai and Fusu had a conflict over the burning of books in opposition to Confucianism. In order to save himself, together, they forged a fake imperial edict to force Fusu to commit suicide. After Fusu's death, they made Hu Hai the second emperor of the Qin dynasty, also known as Qin II. Unexpectedly, Li Sai's plan backfired. After ascending the throne, Hu Hai proceeded to eliminate all of his brothers and sisters. Following this, he began a campaign of slaughter against his ministers, and eventually even Li Sai, who had helped him gain power, was not spared. In the end, Li Sai was sentenced to capital punishment and subjected to brutal torture, and his entire family was beheaded. With anyone who annoyed him now eliminated, Hu Hai began to imitate his father Qin Shi Huang by embarking on massive construction projects and implementing a doubly tyrannical rule. In the third year of Hu Hai's reign, Zhao Gao attempted to overthrow him and seize the throne for himself. In order to gauge support for his plan, Zhao Gao orchestrated a political stunt by presenting a deer to Hu Hai and claiming that it was a horse. He did this in front of the ministers, in an attempt to test who would speak out against him. The result was that many ministers feigned confusion and claimed that the deer was a horse. What is even more absurd, however, is that Hu Hai not only failed to suspect that the ministers were lying, but also began to doubt his own sanity and went to see a doctor. While Hu Hai was still caught up in the confusion of horses and deer, the anti-Qin army was gaining the upper hand on all fronts. Hu Hai began to panic and turned to accuse Zhao Gao of treachery. However, Zhao Gao was not a man who could be used as a pawn. Forced him to commit suicide. Hu Hai was only 24 years old at the time of his death. In this way, the Qin dynasty, which had lasted just 15 years, met its demise under the reign of Hu Hai. The outcome was perhaps foretold from the start. During the life of the Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of Qin, he was given a book of fables that predicted that Hu would bring ruin to the Qin dynasty. The emperor assumed that the Hu referred to the Xiongnu. The Xiongnu were an ancient Chinese nomadic people from the north who had a profound impact on China. So the emperor built the Great Wall to defend against them. Little did he know that the Hu in the fable was not the Xiongnu, but rather his own son, Hu Hai. Thus, history proves the truth that fortresses are most vulnerable when they are attacked from within.